In the last video, we explained what Ethereum's behavior would be like, and that's exactly what happened. Now, in a quick technical analysis, we're going to explain the significance of Bitcoin breaking through this key structure, as this event will define the future of this asset. It's crucial to start by talking about the S&P 500 chart from the traditional market. As many of you might remember, we've been anticipating that the S&P 500 would break its last all-time high. And truthfully, we're likely already seeing headlines everywhere about the traditional market reaching new highs. What we need to evaluate here and why we're analyzing the S&P 500 is due to its important correlation with the cryptocurrency market. We remain optimistic in the medium to long term. So, the question now is whether we're ready to start that bullish trend immediately, or if we're in a market trap where the price will need to take a little more time before continuing its path. Honestly, this is difficult to know, but we're not going to obsess over an in-depth analysis of the traditional market. We'll simply look at the correlation with the Nasdaq, and we'll notice that Nasdaq hasn't generated a black swan event so far. This means that while the S&P 500 has broken through and may have created a black swan, it could be in a hypothetical trap zone. Therefore, we don't yet have the guaranteed continuation of the traditional market's macro trend. We will closely follow the Nasdaq and assess whether it breaks its structure to generate a black swan. If it does, the Nasdaq could also break through and surpass its all-time high. But what I want to tell you is that if we don't see this, and if the S&P 500 retraces its breakout downward, it's not the end of the world. It would simply mean that both the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 need a bit more time, potentially, before pursuing the bullish path we're discussing for the traditional market. Now, let's talk about the connection between the traditional market and cryptocurrencies. To do that, we'll use MicroStrategy as an example. You need to know that MicroStrategy is an investment fund whose activity is solely focused on buying Bitcoin. Basically, this company has created an excuse to attract institutional capital without having to create a synthetic product like a Bitcoin spot ETF. MicroStrategy, smarter than anyone, has avoided all that tough and frustrating bureaucracy involved in creating a Bitcoin spot ETF. We've already seen how hard it has been to make this succeed. It took years and many headaches for those companies that had this goal in mind. That's why MicroStrategy from the very beginning said, hey, I'm stepping away from all that nonsense. What they did was post an announcement online saying that the company would focus exclusively on buying and holding Bitcoin. And in the end, what they've managed to do, quite clearly, is become a clone of Bitcoin. As we approach more recent times, it becomes very evident that what MicroStrategy is doing and how the market interprets it is replicating the behavior of Bitcoin. That's why it's important to track MicroStrategy, as it acts as a proxy for Bitcoin. Often, we'll spot key structures in MicroStrategy that Bitcoin might not be so forthcoming about showing as openly. In MicroStrategy, we see how the price is being defended in a very clear support zone, and as long as it holds, we can remain optimistic about the crypto ecosystem, just as we are with the traditional market. As you know, the traditional market and the crypto market love to move hand in hand. That said, what we like about MicroStrategy is seeing that abrupt attempt related to Japan to break through its support zone, which clearly failed. This turned out to be a trap, and after the break, we saw the classic test of the structure, the defense zone, and from there, we started to take off. In other words, what we're seeing is that, unless proven otherwise, we can remain positive in the traditional ecosystem in MicroStrategy and in Bitcoin for the medium to long term. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin and focus directly on this 4-hour chart to see what's happening right now. I'm going to explain what each of these lines means, and trust me, you're going to understand everything perfectly. Big trading opportunities are coming, and we're going to clearly justify them. I'll explain that in a moment, but first, welcome to Crypto Insight, your ethical and moral channel for cryptocurrency technical analysis. Here, we really know what we're talking about. We conduct advanced technical analysis that has been developed for over 12 years. We upload videos several times a week. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, let me know and leave a comment with your opinion. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so you don't miss the next opportunity. What we're evaluating here is that we have a minor trend or an advanced guide to a larger structure, a master structure, and that's the important one. In this case, the master structure is what we're looking at here, and it's a consolidation phase, which we can think of as the boundary of an accumulation process. From experience, with hours and hours of screen time, we know that a macro structure is usually preceded by a microstructure, which we refer to as either a minor consolidation or an advanced structure. And this could be its black swan, similar to what we're seeing here, a prelude to what may come in the future on a much larger scale. Here, we see how the structure has clearly been broken by a black swan, and from there, we've seen the classic test of the structure, which has been fully respected, leading to this bullish move. Now, let me switch to the 1 hour time frame for a moment. This ties directly to the trading opportunity we were seeking. The other day, when we saw this bearish impulse, we considered entering a short position right here, live with the Crypto Insight Premium community, aiming for a replication of the first impulse. We expected that this replication might fail, meaning it wouldn't have the same length. When this happens, we need to look for the opposite trend line, in this case, this structure, this creek, and believe in the breakout. Why? To go long. And ultimately, we were seeking this short position, as you already know, in Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, and Solana. All of them provided an opportunity with a surgically precise entry at the exact point that we were able to identify live with the Crypto Insight Premium team. Now, focusing back on Bitcoin in the 4 hour time frame, what we're analyzing here is this supply line. It's quite common that before smart money is ready and prepared to break the major creek, in this case, this structure, they frequently work this type of supply line. The price doesn't want to cross to the opposite level, as it serves as the boundary before the creeks break. And we can't ignore how we identified a stopping volume during this drop, how we saw clear absorption in this climactic action, and how we started noticing active buying in a very evident way. You can see this absorption, and with the black swan, as always, smart money breaks a key structure in an imperative, colossal, extreme way. That's why you're seeing such a tremendous volume spike and a massive candle. More recently, in this latest bearish attack, we've seen volume reappear, but the price hasn't progressed. Therefore, short sellers, poor things, are getting trapped as they attempt to bring the market down at a very ill-advised level. Then we see aggressive buying emerging once again. Ultimately, in the first phase of the market, on the left side, we identified passive buying. Or, in other words, we identified absorption. What we see on the right side is active buying in the market, which means there's initiative. This, in summary, shows us a rotation of capital. The market starts by falling, and as it falls, I buy with limit orders patiently, so the retail traders keep selling to me because I want to push the market up. Once I have enough because the price has dropped more than enough, I no longer hide. I don't care if I'm detected because as smart money, I'm eager to start driving the market up. I have to start clicking the ask button, injecting liquidity with direction. We detect this with the footprint, volume, and effort result analysis. We see a complete rotation. Now, going back to the 1 hour time frame, what we can expect here is that this event could be the last point of supply, the final attack, the last anchor point analyzed in Wyckoff's accumulation structure. Sooner rather than later, we could experience that bullish scenario we're looking for. To be honest, I can't bet on it being the last point of supply, but what we can aggressively consider is that they may be working on the classic advanced defense zone before the breakout. This could be the case. Though we don't have a crystal ball, all we can say is that there's a scenario where sooner rather than later, we'll see this break upwards, break the creek, and experience a big impulsive move to the upside. This is very possible. It's also true that we don't know if smart money will be satisfied with the bear traps and might want to go for the supply line again. Why not? In that case, what smart money would be aiming for is to revisit the structure, maybe even set a small trap. They could do that perfectly, but sooner rather than later, they'll break the creek and move upwards, ultimately, for the moment and until proven otherwise. Here at Crypto Insight, we remain bullish on the cryptocurrency ecosystem. Whether it's for an immediate bullish explosion or a slightly delayed one, we're still looking upwards in one direction. And now, take a look at the Solana chart on the 5-minute time frame. Just like the live session we did this morning with Crypto Insight Premium, we were analyzing this entire correction that ultimately stemmed from this bearish impulse. This was its W, a weak high, and here came a Z. We even zoomed in with the team down to the MOM time frame to understand what was happening inside. We concluded that there were possibilities here. Before this was broken live, of course, we discussed that there were high probabilities of seeing a replication of this bearish impulse, and that's what the market is offering us now. This was also accompanied by our live search for bearish traps this morning, where potential buying opportunities could appear, like, for example, in Bitcoin. Look at how in this morning's live session with the team, we were searching for buying opportunities right here. So far, things are going in our favor. This could turn around if it decides to, but of course, the Crypto Insight team members are already protected, and they can't lose from this position anymore. They're just testing their luck to see if from this point we can break the major creek, which would then offer a reward corresponding to all this accumulation. A much bigger reward. That's why that live opportunity had to be taken. No matter what, if the stop gets hit, hey, we lose very little. No worries, we'll just look for another opportunity lower. But for those who took this position with the Crypto Insight team, they are already protected and can't lose no matter what happens. And if you want to be part of the Crypto Insight community, we do daily live sessions. Here, you can see the members benefiting from the short positions we analyzed and sought 2 days ago in the live session. The team also shares their trading ideas that they're analyzing and looking for, which helps everyone grow together. If you want to join Crypto Insight, I'll tell you that spots are limited and we'll be closing access very soon. To access Crypto Insight Premium, BitUnix has a special promotion for us until September 30th. By depositing $100 and trading futures, you get a $20 bonus for future trades, and by reaching a monthly volume of 1 million, you receive 0.5 Solana. You just need to meet 3 requirements. The first is being a user of BitJet, Binx or BitUnix with our referral code, which you'll find in the registration form. Remember that with BitUnix, KYC is not mandatory and you can trade from any country in the world. The second requirement is to make a deposit of at least $100 into your account. And the third requirement is to use this account as your primary trading account. This is essential since the main condition for staying in the Crypto Insight group is that you actively trade with this account. Once you meet these 3 requirements, you can fill out the form, which includes 5 basic questions. We'll be waiting for you with open arms at Crypto Insight. The link to the form is in the description and pinned comment of this video. Now, continuing with the analysis, take a look at BNB on the 5-minute time frame. Again, just this morning in a live session with the Crypto Insight team, we were looking for long opportunities right here. Believe me when I say that trading opportunities appear constantly, every single day. Speaking of BNB, if we focus on the short term, notice how a key structure was broken, creating a black swan event. And now the important direction is bullish, and that's what we're focusing on. That said, I won't zoom in too much because I already explained it to the premium members. But it's important to understand that after this bearish impulse, what we have on the right is a corrective pattern. We've seen a Z, here's its structure, and we could even bet that this structure won't break. So, let's try to stay optimistic and see if this micro defense zone is the classic advance before the creek breaks. Then, we can take a positive stance. Of course, it's crucial to know how to position yourself at the exact point so you're protected and won't be affected if the price crashes afterward. That's the magic of knowing how to place a good trade, which is something we explain daily at Crypto Insight. In summary, looking at the 4-hour BNB chart, we can say that we'll assess if, after this impulse, at some point we'll either see a retracement or the market will move higher. We're looking for that replication, whether it happens now or later. Also, keep in mind that we could already be in the startup mode, looking to replicate this BNB impulse, and that's what we're after. Now, tell me, what are you looking for in life and what are you seeking with crypto futures trading? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so YouTube notifies you about future content. Share this video with your friends and other trading and crypto communities. Help us spread this high quality, valuable content to more people. Unfortunately, YouTube is filled with channels where people talk about things they have no clue about. Good luck with your trading and see you next time. Subscribe.